Who are you texting? Claire didn't mean for the question to come out so sharp, but the irritation had been simmering for the past 20 minutes, and the last straw was watching Mark smirk down at his phone in the middle of their movie night. Her night. The one evening of the week she guarded fiercely, no work, no emails, no distractions. Just the two of them. Except tonight, she had been replaced by whatever, or whoever, was lighting up his screen every 30 seconds. Mark barely looked up. It's nothing. Just something for later. Later. She paused the movie. Could you at least pay attention? It's my time. He sighed, a long, dismissive exhale that made her jaw tighten. Claire, seriously, it's not a big deal. That sentence, those exact 6 words, had become his shield lately. It's not a big deal. Used for late nights, whispered calls in the hallway, sudden schedule changes. Every time she questioned anything, the phrase appeared like clockwork. And every time, it made her trust him a little less. Claire leaned forward on the couch. Then why can't you put the phone down? This time, he didn't answer. He just kept typing, shoulders hunched protectively as the screen glowed in his hands. Buzz. 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 The constant vibration punctured the quiet room like needles. She watched him scroll up, grin faintly, and type back something fast. His knee bounced with nervous energy. A laugh, small and private, escaped him. He didn't even realize he'd done it. Her chest tightened. Mark, she said again, harder. I'm talking to you. He froze for a fraction of a second. Then, without turning, can we not do this right now? Do what? She asked, heat rising behind her ribs. Expect you to show up for the one night we promised each other? Or wonder why you're so invested in your phone you can't even hear what I'm saying? Another buzz. He looked down instantly. That was it. Claire reached across the couch, quick and decisive, and snatched the phone out of his hand. Claire. He stood so fast he nearly tripped over the coffee table. Give that back. But she was already staring at the screen. Already seeing the notification banner at the top. Madison. Seriously, you're too sweet. Stop making me blush. Her vision blurred around the edges. Madison. Her younger sister. Her talk too much, overshare everything sister. The one who lived 10 minutes away. The one who had cried on Claire's shoulder last month about her breakup. The sister she had defended 1,000 times. Mark reached for his phone, panic breaking across his face. Claire, listen. No, her grip tightened around the device. No, you listen. She clicked into the messages before he could stop her. The thread opened instantly, bright and damning. You always make my day better, Mark. I swear you understand me more than anyone. Do you think Claire will mind if we talk later? LOL, she's probably busy. You're honestly such a good man. I wish I had someone like you. Claire swallowed hard, but the next one made her knees weaken. I like that you check on me. It feels nice. Like you care. Her heart hammered. She scrolled further. Don't tell Claire I texted you again. She'll freak out. You're different from other guys. More patient. More gentle. Thanks for last night. It meant a lot. Last night. Her voice cracked on the words. Mark winced. It's not what you think. She finally looked at him, really looked. His eyes were wide, pleading, terrified. His posture tense, like a man preparing for impact. Then tell me, she said quietly. Tell me exactly what it is. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. No explanation. No reassurance. Nothing to hold on to except shaking silence. Claire stood, phone still clutched in her hand. The movie's paused frame, a couple laughing in the middle of a sunlit field, felt like mockery. You ignored me, she whispered, her voice hollow. All night. But not her. Mark dragged his hand through his hair. Claire, she's going through things. I was just being supportive. You're blowing this out of proportion. Supportive, she repeated, her throat burning. You don't laugh at supportive texts. You don't hide supportive conversations. And you never said you talked to her. Not once. It wasn't like that, he insisted. Then what was it? She waited. He said nothing. In that silence, something inside her shifted. Something deep. Something that would set the stage for everything that came next. Mark wasn't just distracted. He was hiding something. And Claire was done pretending not to notice. Mark's silence didn't fade. It sat between them, thick, heavy, and impossible to ignore, like a dark cloud sucking the air from the room. Claire felt it pressing against her ribs, echoing through her spine, turning the living room warmth into a cold, suffocating space. "You're not saying anything," she said. "Why aren't you saying anything?" Mark finally collapsed onto the edge of the couch, rubbing both hands over his face. "Because you're angry, and you're not going to believe anything I say." "That's not an answer," Claire said sharply. He looked up, eyes tired, jaw tense. "Okay, fine." She reached out. "She's been upset. She needed someone to talk to." "So she talked to you," Claire said. "My husband, not her own sister." "She said you were stressed," he muttered. Claire stared at him, stunned. "I'm stressed because I take care of everything while you drift further away every week. And instead of talking to me, you talk to her." Mark flinched, but he didn't deny it. Buzz. The phone vibrated in Claire's grip again. Another message from her sister. She didn't want to look. She couldn't stop herself. "Did she notice? LOL, I tried to behave. You're the one distracting me." Then, as if twisting the knife. "Are you still watching the movie with her?" Claire's blood turned cold. Her sister wasn't confused. She wasn't accidentally overstepping. She knew exactly what she was doing. Mark reached toward the phone. "Just don't read more. Please." "Why not?" Claire asked. "Afraid of what I'll see or afraid of what I'll believe?" He dropped his gaze, and Claire felt her heart fold inward. She sank slowly into the chair across from him, the shock morphing into something darker, betrayal mixing with disbelief, anger with heartbreak. The room felt too small, like it couldn't contain the weight of what she'd just discovered. "How long has this been going on?" she asked. Mark hesitated. "A few weeks." "Define a few." "3. Maybe 4. She inhaled sharply, as if the number punched the breath out of her. "For weeks? A month? And you didn't think to mention that my sister was suddenly your late-night texting partner." "She reached out to me," he repeated weakly. "I didn't want to make you worry." Claire let out a humorless laugh. "You didn't want to make me worry? So you hid it? Because that's how people reduce worry, right? Secrets?" "I wasn't hiding it," Mark argued, voice rising. "You angled the phone away from me. That's because I knew you'd react like this." "Like what?" Claire demanded. "Like a wife who sees her husband flirting with her sister?" He opened his mouth, then shut it again. His silence was answer enough. Claire stood abruptly, pacing the length of the living room. Her hands shook. Her chest felt too tight to breathe. Every step echoed with memories of trust, years of believing their marriage was stronger than the chaos around them. She thought of the vows they exchanged, the quiet mornings they shared, the times she defended him when others doubted his loyalty. And all along, her own sister had been worming her way into the cracks. Her phone buzzed again. Claire's throat clenched as she read it. "You promised you'd call me later. Don't forget. I need you." "Promised. Promised." She walked back to him slowly, holding the phone out as evidence. "A promise, Mark?" she asked quietly. "You're making promises to my sister now?" Mark stood, frustration flaring. "Claire, I swear, it wasn't like that. She's been lonely. She said she didn't want to burden you. I just wanted to help." "You don't help someone by making them blush and smile at your texts," Claire snapped. "You don't help someone by messaging them all night. You don't help someone by telling them things you won't tell your own wife." Mark's eyes flashed. "She said you've been distant. That you were stressed. I thought maybe I could be her emotional support?" Claire shot back. "Behind my back?" "She needed someone," he said softly. "She had me," Claire whispered. "She always had me." The truth hit her like a blow. Her sister hadn't gone to her. She'd gone to Mark. Because she wanted him. Because she wanted the attention. Because she wanted more. Claire sank onto the arm of the couch, suddenly exhausted. "You let her talk about me. You let her compare me to you. You let her, whatever this is. You let it happen." Mark's voice dropped to a whisper. "I didn't mean for it to get complicated." "Complicated?" Claire repeated bitterly. "This isn't complicated. It's betrayal. And what hurts the most is you're standing here acting like I'm the problem." Mark opened his mouth, but nothing came out. Claire looked at the paused movie, the frozen couple laughing on the screen, and felt a sting of irony. Only an hour ago, everything felt normal. Now nothing did. From now on, she said coldly, I want the truth. Every message, every call, every promise, everything. Mark swallowed hard. Okay. Claire didn't believe him. Not anymore. Claire didn't sleep that night. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, while Mark shifted restlessly beside her. Every turn of his body made the mattress dip, and every dip sent a fresh wave of resentment rolling through her. Normally, his presence comforted her. Tonight, it felt intrusive, like he no longer belonged in the same bed. At 2:17 a.m., when his breathing finally evened out, Claire slipped quietly from under the sheets. She wasn't done. Not even close. The living room was dark, illuminated only by the faint glow of streetlights bleeding through the blinds. She sat on the couch, pulled her knees to her chest, and opened Mark's phone again. She hated herself for it. She was never the type to snoop, but betrayal rewrites every moral line. And she needed the truth. The message thread with Madison was still open, and the blue and gray bubbles stared back at her like a confession. She scrolled up. Further. 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 3 weeks worth of texts. Hundreds. Maybe more. At first, the conversation felt harmless. Light messages. Jokes. Memes. But then came the shift the moment the tone changed, almost invisibly, like a slow rainfall turning into a storm. I can't sleep, LOL. Mark, are you up? You're easy to talk to. Don't tell Claire I bother you so late. And Mark, replying every time. I'm awake. It's fine, Mads. What's wrong? You can talk to me anytime. Claire felt a sharp pinch in her chest. She scrolled. Claire seems stressed again. You should check on her. She needs you. You're such a good listener, Mark. Wish my boyfriends were like you. They never cared the way you do. Claire clenched the phone, knuckles white. This wasn't just inappropriate. It was calculated. Not the frantic oversharing Madison usually did. This was slower, sweeter, coated in sugary flirtation with a gleam of intention behind every word. Scroll. Then came the message that made Claire freeze. Sometimes I think the wrong sister married you. Claire felt the blood drain from her face. Madison actually wrote that. And Mark responded. Don't say that. You know it's not true. Claire wouldn't like that joke. A small relief hit Claire, brief, fragile, but the next message shattered it. But you didn't tell her I said it, right? And Mark's answer. No. It would upset her. Claire shut her eyes, pressing her fingertips into her temples. Yes, Mark wasn't flirting outright, but he wasn't stopping it either. He wasn't setting boundaries. He wasn't shutting the door. He was leaving it open. And Madison was stepping right through it. A floorboard creaked behind her. Claire stiffened. Mark stood in the hallway, hair messy, eyes heavy with sleep or guilt. Claire, what are you doing? She locked the phone and set it on the table. Reading. Getting clarity. He winced. We talked about this. No, she corrected. We argued. Now I'm thinking. He stepped closer. Can we please go back to bed? You want me to lie there next to you, Claire said, while my sister sends you messages about blushing and promises and wrong sister married you? His face paled. You weren't supposed to see that. And why not? Because it meant nothing. It meant something to me. He exhaled sharply, dragging a hand through his hair. Claire, you're making this bigger than it is. It is big, she snapped. It's my sister, Mark. My sister. And you encouraged it. I didn't encourage anything, he insisted. I was trying to be supportive. You replied. You laughed. You messaged back at 2 a.m. You listened to her more than you listened to me. That's not fair. No, she said coldly. What's not fair is you letting another woman, my own blood, take space in our marriage. Mark's shoulders sagged. He sat opposite her, elbows on his knees. I didn't think it would get this far, he murmured. I thought she just needed someone. You are not her someone, Claire said. You are mine. He stared at the carpet, silent. A silence that no longer felt empty, but guilty. Claire crossed her arms. Starting tomorrow, I'm confronting her. Mark's head jerked up. Claire, no. Please. She's emotional right now. That will make things worse. Worse for who? Claire asked. You? Her? Or the marriage she's been slipping into? He swallowed hard. She won't handle it well, he whispered. Maybe she should have thought of that before texting my husband every night. Mark didn't respond. And Claire realized something that made her stomach twist. He wasn't just afraid of confrontation. He was protecting her. Madison. Protecting her. The crack in their marriage widened. And Claire knew part 3 of this nightmare had only just begun. By 8:03 a.m., she was already pulling into her sister's apartment complex, still in yesterday's jeans, still sick with rage, still replaying every message she'd read until her stomach twisted itself into knots. The sun hadn't even burned through the winter haze yet, but her anger didn't care about timing. It pulsed like electricity beneath her skin, tightening her fists on the steering wheel. She marched up the stairs and knocked once. Not hard. Not loud. Just enough to tell Madison she wasn't leaving. The door swung open. Madison blinked, barefoot, wrapped in a pink robe, hair messy, eyes puffy from sleep or guilt. Claire? What are you doing here? Claire stepped inside without asking. Madison's brows rose. Okay, rude much? You could have called. Would you have answered? Claire asked sharply. Madison's expression shifted, nervous, anticipating trouble. What's going on? You tell me, Claire said, shutting the door behind her. Why don't you start with who you were texting all night? Madison froze. Her hand lifted unconsciously toward her robe pocket, where her phone was likely hidden. Claire didn't miss it. Oh, Claire said coldly. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Madison crossed her arms. It's not a big deal, Claire. Calm down. Something inside Claire snapped. Don't, she hissed. Don't you dare say that. Not after everything I read. Madison shifted uncomfortably. You're exaggerating. Wrong sister married you is exaggerating? Claire asked, voice rising. Promising to call him? Asking him not to tell me. Madison went pale. I can explain, she whispered. Oh, I can't wait. Madison exhaled shakily. I was lonely. You know that. I told you I've been feeling horrible since Jason left. Mark was just being nice. Nice? Claire repeated. Is that what you call flirting with my husband? I wasn't flirting. You sent him blush emojis. It was just joking. You messaged him at 2 in the morning. I needed someone to talk to. And you chose my husband? Not me. Madison looked away, shoulders stiff. You're always busy, Claire. Claire's voice softened for the first time, wounded, small. Why didn't you talk to me? Madison hesitated. Because you judge me. The answer landed like a slap. Claire stared at her. I judge you. You always act like you're better than me, Madison muttered. You have your perfect house and perfect job and perfect marriage. Perfect marriage? Claire cut in. You mean the one you're trying to wedge yourself into? Madison scowled. Stop being dramatic. You crossed a line. Madison rolled her eyes. It wasn't serious. But you wanted it to be, Claire whispered. Madison looked up sharply. What? No. Don't twist this. Claire stepped closer, lowering her voice. You told my husband he understands you more than anyone. You told him you like the attention he gives you. You told him not to tell me. That's not loneliness, Maddie. That's intention. Madison's jaw clenched. I didn't mean anything by it. I swear. Then why hide it? Silence. Madison swallowed, then shrugged weakly. I don't know. It just felt nice. Claire blinked. Nice? Talking to my husband felt nice? Madison exhaled. He listens. He doesn't judge me. And sometimes. I just wanted to feel good about myself. So you used him? I wasn't trying to steal him, Madison snapped. Claire scoffed. You texted him more this month than I talked to him in our marriage. Madison flushed. It's not like that. Yes, Claire said coldly. It is. And you're not stopping. Madison's face twisted. Why should I? Nothing happened. There is something worse than something happening. Madison looked confused. What? Emotional cheating. The words fell heavy between them. Madison crossed her arms tighter. You're overreacting. Am I? Claire whispered. Because Mark wasn't even shocked you wrote that line. Madison blinked rapidly. What line? Claire's voice dropped to a deathly calm whisper. Sometimes I think the wrong sister married you. Madison's face drained of color. He wasn't supposed to show you that. Oh, Claire said bitterly. He didn't. I saw it myself. Madison's throat worked. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened again, searching for an excuse that didn't exist. Claire stepped closer, so close Madison stumbled back. You will stop texting him, Claire said. No more calling him. No late-night chats. Nothing. Madison's eyes flashed. You can't control who I talk to. I can when it's my husband. Madison narrowed her eyes. Maybe if you paid more attention to him, he wouldn't talk to me. Claire stopped breathing. For a moment, she couldn't feel the floor beneath her feet. That's what this is, she whispered. You think I deserve this? Madison didn't answer. And that silence, smug, bitter, unapologetic, was louder than any confession. Claire turned toward the door. We're not done, she said. But when we are, you won't like how it ends. She left without waiting for a reply. As the door slammed behind her, Claire realized something chilling. Her sister hadn't stumbled into this. She had enjoyed it. Claire drove home with her pulse thundering in her ears, gripping the steering wheel so tightly her knuckles looked drained of blood. Every mile she put between herself and Madison sharpened the truth she had been trying not to admit. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't accidental. This wasn't sisterly confusion. Madison wanted the attention. And Mark gave it to her. The betrayal was no longer vague or emotional. It had edges now. Sharp ones. Ones that could cut. When Claire pulled into the driveway, Mark was standing in the doorway like he'd been waiting, pacing even. His face was pale, his hair uncombed, anxiety written in every line of his posture. You went to see her, he said the moment she stepped out of the car. Of course I did, she replied coldly. He closed his eyes briefly, as if bracing himself. Claire, I told you, this is the last thing she needs right now. She needs boundaries, Claire said. Not midnight therapy from my husband. Mark followed her inside, shutting the door. What did she say? That you're a good listener, Claire said. That you make her feel special. That she wasn't flirting. Mark exhaled slowly. She's confused. She's hurting. And you're her what? Claire asked. Emotional support? Stand-in boyfriend? Replacement partner? That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair, she snapped. He rubbed his hands over his face. Claire, look. I didn't mean for this to turn into something ugly. I just didn't want to hurt you. You hurt me by hiding it, Claire said. You hurt me every time you laughed at your phone instead of listening to me. You hurt me when you replied to her more than you talked to me. Mark swallowed. I wasn't trying to, but you did. Silence. A silence so suffocating Claire almost couldn't breathe. She walked past him into the living room, pacing the same path she had taken at 2 a.m. when she read every damning message. What were you getting out of this, Mark? He blinked. What? You heard me. What were you getting out of it? Validation? Attention? A woman who depends on you? What did she give you that I wasn't giving you? That's not what this is, he said, defensive now. I care about you. I love you. I'm married to you. And texting her, Claire cut in. Constantly. Mark shut his eyes. I didn't cheat. Not physically, Claire said. But emotionally? You handed her pieces of yourself that were supposed to be mine. He opened his eyes, slow, guilty. I didn't realize it. That's the part that scares me the most, she whispered. You didn't even see it happening. She walked to the dining table, grabbed his phone, and held it out to him. You're going to message her, she said. Mark looked horrified. Claire, no. You're going to tell her this ends. Completely. No excuses. No side conversations. No comfort. No checking in. This ends today. Mark froze. Claire's voice softened dangerously. Unless you want me to believe you enjoy this. He shifted uncomfortably, eyes darting away. She'll think I abandoned her. She will survive, Claire said. Our marriage might not. His breath hitched. He understood the weight of that sentence. For the first time since this started, he looked scared of losing her, not scared of upsetting Madison. Claire handed him the phone. Do it. He stared at the device like it was a confession he couldn't bring himself to sign. Then, slowly, he unlocked it and opened the thread. The familiar cascade of messages glowed between them, flirty, needy, intimate in ways neither of them could deny anymore. Claire watched him type. "Hey Madison. I need to set a boundary." Delete. He tried again. "We can't talk like this anymore." Delete. His hands trembled. "Why is this so hard for you?" Claire whispered. He didn't answer. He finally typed. "Maddie, I can't keep texting like this. It's inappropriate, and it's hurting my marriage. Claire comes first. I need space. Please don't reach out to me for a while." It was the right message. But it came too late. She forced herself to speak. "Send it." Mark hesitated only a second, then hit send. The message whooshed into the digital void. For 3 long seconds, neither of them moved. Then the phone buzzed. Madison replied immediately. "Wait. Did she make you write that? Are you serious? Mark, please don't do this. I need you." Another buzz. "Please. Talk to me. Don't let her control you." Claire felt the world tilt. Even now, even after being caught, Madison wasn't stopping. Mark looked at Claire, helpless. "I'm sorry." The apology didn't soothe her. It shattered her. "Mark," she said slowly, "I don't think you understand what you broke." He stepped toward her. "Claire." She stepped back. "Not yet," she whispered. "I don't trust you." His face crumpled. And as the morning sun slid across the room, illuminating the mess between them, Claire realized something terrifying. Ending the texts wouldn't fix this. Stopping Madison wouldn't heal this. Because this wasn't just a sister problem. This was a marriage crisis. And Mark had just dropped the first piece of truth. But Claire could feel it. More was coming. And the next reveal would hurt worse. The kitchen felt colder than it should. Claire stood perfectly still, one hand braced against the counter, staring at the shadows stretching across the floor. Mark had been gone for hours. He had left right after their argument. No explanations, no apology, just a slammed door and the kind of silence that leaves the air bruised. Her phone sat beside her, screen dark. She checked it every few minutes, hoping for a message even though she knew it would only make things worse. A message meant he wasn't done hurting her. A message meant he was choosing someone else again. When the phone finally lit up, the vibration jolted her heart. Not a text. A call. And the name on the screen knocked the breath straight out of her lungs. Madison. Her sister. Her sister who claimed the texts were jokes. Her sister who flirted with Claire's husband like boundaries didn't exist. Her sister who hadn't apologized, only disappeared. Claire's joy tightened. She almost let it ring out. But then a single question whispered into her mind, sharp as a knife. "Why is she calling now?" She answered. "What do you want?" Claire said, voice stripped bare. There was no greeting, no hesitation, just ragged, panicked breathing. "Claire, please don't hang up. You need to hear this." Hearing Madison panic was strange. Wrong. The girl didn't panic. She deflected, spun stories, avoided conflict like it was her religion. This was different. "What happened?" Claire demanded. "He's coming," Madison gasped. "Mark is coming here." Claire's heart slammed against her ribs. "What do you mean he's coming there?" "You talked to him." Madison swallowed audibly. "Yes. He called me 10 minutes ago. Out of nowhere. He said he needed someone who understood him. Someone who actually listened. Someone who wasn't judging him." The words stabbed like ice. Claire's breath trembled. "So he ran to you." "That's not what Claire, listen." Madison's voice cracked. "I told him not to come. I told him it was wrong and that I wasn't getting involved anymore. I told him you and I are sisters and I'm done with this. But he didn't care. He just hung up." Claire pressed a hand against her forehead as nausea washed over her. Mark. Calling Madison after walking out on her. Going straight to the woman he'd been secretly texting for months. "What exactly did he say?" Claire asked. "That he couldn't think straight. That everyone keeps twisting his words." Madison's breathing stuttered. "He said he felt forgotten. Like no one loved him unless he was breaking himself to make them happy." Claire shut her eyes. That wasn't her husband. Not the one she married. This was someone unraveling. And his voice, Madison whispered. Claire, it didn't sound right. What do you mean, not right? He sounded drunk, or angry, or both. He kept repeating that he needed to talk to me face to face. Like it had to be me. Claire's fingers curled into a fist. Madison, you encouraged him. I know, Madison whimpered. I know I let it get too far. I didn't think he'd, Claire, I swear, I didn't think he'd take it this seriously. It was harmless at first. He liked the attention and I didn't shut it down. Claire's voice sharpened. You let him feel connected to you. You let him think you were an option. I'm sorry, Madison cried. I know I messed up. But right now? I'm scared. I'm really scared. He sounded unstable. Claire's breath hitched. That word, unstable, gnawed into her. What do you think he's going to do? I don't know, Madison whispered. But I'm alone here. And he's not acting like himself. A sharp noise echoed through Madison's end, the slam of a car door. Both sisters froze. Oh God, Madison whispered, voice shaking violently. Claire, he's here. Claire's stomach dropped. Lock your door. Right now. I did. But Claire. Heavy footsteps approached. Slow. Deliberate. Closing in. Then, a fist pounded on Madison's door. Open the door. Mark's voice. Loud. Slurred. Dangerous. Madison, get away from the door. Claire shouted. Madison sobbed. He's trying to handle Claire, he's trying. The metal rattled violently. Stop hiding from me. Mark roared. The phone rustled as Madison stumbled backward. Claire screamed into the receiver, Madison, don't let him in. But then came the worst sound yet. The lock bending under pressure. Wood creaking. A hinge straining. Madison. Claire cried. Mark's voice dropped to a chilling whisper, barely audible through the door. You owe me this. The sound of the lock straining echoed through Claire's phone like a gunshot. For a moment, she couldn't breathe. Madison, get away from the door. Claire shouted, pacing the kitchen like a trapped animal. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to get in her car and drive to Madison's house. But Madison lived 20 minutes away. 20 minutes was an eternity. Claire, Madison's voice cracked, breathless and terrified. He's pushing it. I can't. The door thudded violently. Madison yelped. Claire's vision blurred. Hide. Go to your room, your bathroom, anywhere with a lock. Okay, hold on. But another thud cut her off. Harder. More furious. Madison. Mark's voice roared. Stop pretending you don't hear me. Claire's chest squeezed painfully. That wasn't her husband. That was someone sinking into a place dark enough to swallow him whole. She heard Madison's footsteps scrambling across the hardwood floor. The phone rustled against fabric as she ran. I'm going to the bathroom, Madison whispered. Claire, he's not stopping. He's not. A deafening crack rang through the phone. The door frame. Splintering. He was breaking it. Claire's hand slammed against her mouth. Run, Madison. Run. Madison sobbed, but kept moving. I'm trying. Her sister's voice shook violently, the phone bouncing with her footsteps. Claire could picture it, the hallway, the framed photos rattling on the walls, the shadows of someone she once trusted pounding closer. Claire's heart hammered against her ribs like a warning bell. Then another sound. A crash. The front door gave out. Madison screamed. Claire felt her entire body drop into cold panic. Madison, where are you? Talk to me. The sound of heavy footsteps tore through the phone. Mark's voice, low and poisonous, slid through the static. You think you can ignore me? After everything we talked about? After everything you said? I never said anything. Madison cried. Mark, you're scaring me, please just leave. You liked the attention, he growled. Don't lie to me. You wanted this. You wanted me to come. No, I didn't. Claire cut in, shouting so loud her voice cracked. Mark. Listen to me. Everything went still. Mark heard her. He must have realized Madison's phone was still connected. Claire, he said, voice suddenly thick, wounded, dangerous. Why are you here? I'm not there, she snapped. But I hear everything. Stop. Right now. Silence stretched sharp, thin, suffocating. Then Mark spoke again, his voice warped with bitterness. You don't understand. You never did. She listens. She cares. She actually sees me. Claire's blood turned icy. She doesn't see you. She sees a married man spiraling and refusing to take responsibility. A harsh, humorless laugh spilled from him. Of course you'd say that. Another step. Wood creaked under his weight. Mark, Claire said slowly, every word measured, controlled. Walk away from her. Right now. Madison whimpered. Claire heard her sliding backward along the floor, retreating 1 inch at a time. Mark inhaled sharply. I just wanted to talk. She shut me out, just like you. No one shut you out, Claire said. You walked out. You chose this. You're hurting people who did nothing to you. Mark snapped. She flirted with me. Claire froze. Madison let out a strangled sob. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have, I was stupid, I didn't think. And now look at what you did, Mark hissed. Look at how you make things look. I'm the bad guy now? Because you played games? Mark, stop. Claire shouted. Another heavy step. Madison's breath hitched sharply. Oh God, Claire, he's right in front of me. Claire's entire body shook. Madison, don't hang up. I'm calling the police. Right now. Keep talking to me. Claire, hurry. But then Mark's voice cut through, the lowest and coldest she had ever heard him. Give me the phone, Madison. No, don't stop. A struggle erupted. The phone scraped against the floor, Madison's panicked cries blending with Mark's furious breathing. Claire's blood roared in her ears. Mark, she screamed. Don't touch her. Then, silence. Not quiet. Silence. A void so complete Claire felt her legs buckle. Madison, she whispered. Madison? Answer me. Nothing. Claire's fingers trembled violently as she grabbed her keys from the counter. If Madison couldn't answer, Claire would go to her herself. She didn't care what waited for her there. She didn't care what Mark had become. She only knew one thing. Tonight, something irreversible had begun.